Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Drago coming to you from Russia with Love. Welcome to my next installment of Dark Souls for Dummies. And in this installment, I'll be taking on one of the most annoying bosses in Dark Souls. Yes, I am talking about the Capra Demon. Not only is he one ugly motherfucker, but he is also a noob slayer of sorts. And one of the first bosses in the game to truly give anybody any problems. First, I'm gonna go ahead and save seems to be a really poor wizard. Talking about Griggs of Winheim.
Brilliant. I am not thanks to
There's also some Sorcerer Armor here.
Oh, hello. I have
And a Catalyst, which I'm not going to be using much since I'm leaning towards the Faith build for this particular playthrough. These gentlemen here, they can be of annoyance if you have, if you're not leveled up enough and if you have really low defense, especially against fire, because these guys do a lot of fire damage, as you can see me here. Right now I'm more concerned with tanking whatever they throw at me than dodging them. I got the Elite Knight armor, and I'm not fast rolling, as you can tell. But you can still beat them pretty easily if you got good timing. So just time your hits right before they're about to jump at you, and if you are good enough, they'll jump right into your hits, and you won't take any damage, and you'll end up killing them instead. So yeah, and I'm pretty happy about the way my character looks right now. We got the badass knight look thing going on. These guys, you can actually hit them and kill them before they jump out at you, which is pretty helpful if you ask me. Not working so hard right here, but I got this guy, and there's only one of those fuckers left. I'm gonna go ahead and take him out right here. Really don't need much effort against these guys, so just make sure you don't take a lot of hits in succession, because they do cause bleed damage with their bandit knives. So if it does build up, they have the potential of killing you rather quickly. Same with dogs, they cause bleed also, which is a little bit of annoying, you know, if you haven't upgraded your weapon and you kind of trade in hits with these guys. So I would either recommend dodging them or building up your weapon enough to where you can just one-shot them like I'm doing right here, and see how as you can see, the bleed meter builds up fairly quick. So it's in my best interest right now not to take any damage. Oh. And this guy actually gets a hold of me right here. Here's the Thief armor along with target shield, which is pretty useful for pairing. So if you're running a dex build, or you can even use it on a strength build, it doesn't really matter. But if you parry effectively, that's a very good companion. It gives you a little better chance at parrying, since it has a longer parry window than majority of other shields. It's up there with the buckler and what else? Yeah, I think it's the buckler. I think there's another shield too that has the same kind of parry window. Can't think of a name right now though. I'm gonna go ahead and kill these guys really quick and open the back door here to the Undeadburg basement. Gonna go ahead and grab this soul item. Now you can't proceed to the depths until you kill a Capra Demon, which I'm gonna go ahead and kill him, hopefully from one try here, and go ahead and open the door and grab the large ember, which I'm gonna give to Andre. I forgot that the summon sign goes away. Oh well. Chances are there's probably not a whole lot of people attempting to do Capra at this point. Most of the people are either in PvP spots or in DLC areas, or in a more populated areas such as in Orlando Forest. I'm gonna go ahead and buy some crap from her. Let's see what I want. I'm gonna get some charcoal pie resin. Now, I did want to take a minute and talk about Dark Souls 2 after I beat the boss. Obviously, you know, the trailer has created a lot of discussion between the fans of the game, and I've been visiting the forums a lot, and there have been quite a few opinions, and there's actually a lot of, I don't want to say negative feedback, but a lot of people are worried about how that game is going to turn out. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about it after I beat this guy. So let's hope it's not going to have to take more than one attempt. We'll see. And yes, you can stagger this guy too, so. But watch out for this attack, it is pretty nasty. Yeah, see, I was pretty close to tanking him. But the main thing you want to do is you want to get rid of those pesky dogs. And then this guy's actually pretty easy to dodge, or you can tank him even if you want to. Yeah, it wasn't much trouble for me at all at this point. You know, I upgraded my armor to +3 as far as I can take it, and I've also upgraded my weapon to +5, and I got my shield at +3 thanks to all the twinkling titanite that I found. So wasn't much of a challenge at all. It's actually kind of a cake through it, even at level 15. So, and you can beat him at any level. It really doesn't matter. So I'm gonna go ahead and retrieve the Ember here, the Large Ember, so I can go ahead and upgrade my weapon to +10 later on. Gonna kill these guys. They're not that challenging, but again, you know, you don't want to underestimate any of these enemies because they can kill you, you know, if they gang up on you and they land a couple of hits in succession. You get staggered, and then, you know, next thing you know, you're dead. So yeah, I'm the Juggernaut, bitch. Alright. Yeah. As you can tell, the mace does not have much reach at all, so. I'm gonna go heal just in case. Kick this guy, knock him out. Parry him, and bam. Parrying is a lot easier when you have a lot of poise because you can actually afford to miss the first hit from majority of enemies, especially right now. Like, I believe I have something crazy like 86 poise or something like that. Yep, 86, which is a little ridiculous, but you know, I like to roll like a knight, so having a lot of armor is not the bad idea. So I'm gonna go ahead and kill this puppy right here. And that should aggro this butcher dude. Ooh, a little mistimed here, so. But I'm gonna go ahead and backstab him to oblivion here. Ooh. Or not. Quick. Surprised I'm having so much trouble right now, but whatever. He will die. face. Now, I don't have the rusted iron ring yet, so moving around in this water is going to be a bit of a pain in the ass, but shouldn't be much of a problem for me at this point. And I'm actually hoping that I can get a very what's it called, the large titanite chunk, not the chunk. What are they called? The shard, large titanite shard from. Go ahead and say the pyromancer. Yeah, a large titanite shard from one of the slugs that are located in the depths here. So. Let's see if I get it, because that way I can just go ahead, track back to Andre, give him Large Ember, upgrade my Mace to +5 or any other weapon. I might not even, as I said before, I kind of want to make this a Divine Mace, so I don't necessarily want to upgrade it to +6. I want to make it Divine, but then I will probably choose another weapon to upgrade to +6. So then, as I'm farming for these shards later on in the game, trigger this really quick. And these guys actually do take quite a bit of damage. Yeah, and then drop it. Let's see if I can get it from somewhere else. I don't know if I want to do a whole playthrough with Mace +15. It's a bit frustrating of a weapon at times just because of its range. And it has that whip move, and it does not have a lot of damage at all, so it's just a downright crappy weapon. And I mean, you can still do well with it, but it's just not as viable as 90% of other weapons in there, so these things are tough to kill, to say the least. At this point, at least. So I'm going to go ahead and whip out this charcoal pine resin, which looks pretty badass, I'm not going to lie. I very much like the look of it. And it adds quite a bit of damage, so you kill them a lot faster. God, I'm going to have to buy some more of this stuff. Forgot just how much damage it adds. Oh, nice. So I can actually, I'll be able to upgrade my weapon to Divine, which is really, really nice. I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go ahead and retrieve, and while I'm making my trip back, might as well just use this, the homeward bone. But yeah, while I'm making my trip back to Andre, I want to talk a little bit about the Dark Souls 2 trailer. A lot of people, like I read an article earlier today on IGN where one of their editors was actually talking about, you know, again about kind of the questions and the worries about Dark Souls 2, about Miyazaki not being the director, and Shibuya taking on a director role instead, and how it's you know, I guess it's always a little bit worrisome that when the, you know, you have the director who started the game abandoning his duties, but I think it's been mentioned before, he's still staying on as a supervisor, and I think he's gonna have quite a little bit bigger role than people imagine in creating this game. I sincerely doubt that they're gonna they're kind of just gonna let him hang back and, you know, not have much of a role. I think he's gonna have a big hand in, you know, developing the game and fleshing out the story. I know they said they're gonna make the game more accessible, but making the game more accessible and straight is it means a lot of things. For example, you know, I would like to see the game, you know, explain the mechanics of the gameplay a little bit better, as opposed to, you know, kind of just throwing you out there, which is nice in some ways, but at the same time, you know, it's one of the reasons why a lot of, you know, more casual crowd uh, tend to just kind of, you know, throw their hands up in the air, and they end up abandoning the game, and it's not what the game developers want, you know, because when you create the game, sure, you know, you don't want to simplify it too much, but you want people to play it. And I think, you know, having a more defined story might be a way to do it, but a much better bet is just kind of explaining the mechanics of the game and explain a little bit more about the gameplay. And they really don't have to simplify the story. They can still leave out a lot of details about the game, a lot of side stories that kind of fill you in on character relations and fill you in on, I guess, you know, some of the side characters, their motivations, give you kind of a little bit surprise information, sort of like Petrus being revealed as a sort of a villain in this game. Like stuff like that, you know, they can still you know, not directly give that information to the player, but at the same time, you know, the main lore of the game and the main story, I think they can afford to, you know, explain a little bit more about it, be it through the cutscenes or through the dialogue. So now the parry fail, been having a lot of those. It seems like I can't talk and parry at the same time. Just end up doing a crappy job of both. So excuse me for that. Boom. Shut the lock on. Finally, land the parry there. Bam. And like I said before, I'm gonna go and have a little powwow with Andre the blacksmith. Gonna give him the Ember, and gonna upgrade my mace to Divine. And I actually can go to the catacombs before I go to the depths. I'm not gonna do that. I think I'm gonna go to the catacombs before I visit Sense Fortress after I beat Blighttown. So I think that'll be next on my agenda, so to speak. But I'm gonna go ahead and give him the large ember for now. And modify equipment. And Mace is going to Divine. And maybe I should upgrade my faith just a little bit. Gonna repair armor while I'm at it. And I'm actually gonna go ahead, and this is gonna come with a surprise, but I really like the light crossbow. So I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade that a little bit. Yeah, it's actually very helpful. If you don't have the stats to wield bows, you can pretty much wield the crossbow with any kind of stat distribution, because if you don't have enough strength, you can just two-hand it, which is pretty helpful, and it packs quite a punch if you upgrade it. So I'm gonna go ahead and farm a little bit for the Titanite, but as I said before, I'm gonna just test out the damage really quick, see how much damage I'm actually doing to these guys, and if I need to upgrade my faith at all before I venture into the depths. But yeah, like I said before, you know, I would like to see them kind of get more players involved into the story, because in this game, as great as it is, and as much as I like the story of this game and the lore that you uncover through the NPC dialogue and the item descriptions, it's still, I still think that they could do a better job with getting you more involved in the story, making you, you know, kind of, I don't want to say making you care about the characters more, but you know, it's when you go up against bosses, you know, it's nice to know exactly what their motivations are, what place they, what's their overall place, you know, in Dark Souls lore, and things of that nature. Like, that would be very interesting. I think they can do a good job with that. And then there's still a lot of stuff that they can make the players uncover throughout their playthrough. So it's kind of nice how I can just bash these guys. And Divine Mace actually does quite a bit of damage. I think I'm going to upgrade my faith to like plus 16 or something like that, because I can do that now. I got enough souls. I haven't actually used a lot of consumable souls that I've gained, but yeah, it's a pretty nice weapon at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. But yeah, I would like to, as far as making Dark Souls 2 more accessible, would really like to see them flesh out the story a little bit more, making you more involved in the game. Explaining the game mechanics a little bit better, you know, like stuff like pairing. I didn't learn that till probably like, you know, I didn't learn that probably till, you know, my second or third playthrough through the game, you know, because I didn't really seem to use it much, and the trade-off just seemed not worth it, sort of. So stuff like that, you know, pairing the weapon damage, attack rating, scaling, how scaling works, you know, I kind of laugh now as I see people of like 40 strength, 40 dexterity wielding like elemental weapons just because they think that higher attack rating means bigger damage. But I would like to see them kind of expand a little bit more on that and explain that a little bit better. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this commentary. I will be going next to Depths in the Blighttown, taking on the Gaping Dragon and the Quelaag. So like and subscribe if you enjoyed the commentary, and I will see you guys soon. Thank you.